Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 224 446. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on, honey, don't you wanna go back to the lemon light?
Hi there, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at ntnm.org. Over 250,000 shows watched. Community policing, we're very big on that. We want to thank everybody for a great national night out, both in 2413, where Sonny, who's chairman of the District Advisory Committee, had his, and I'm the chair in 2412. Sonny had 150 people. He did a great job. I had 85, which I was very happy with. And thanks to Zara Quadri for 39 raffle gifts, among other things. And speak of National Night Out, you know what? I'm Facebook friends, which doesn't mean we're friends, but you know, whatever. Facebook's a nice way to communicate with me, Avi Myers. And she participated in the 16th and 17th districts yesterday, as a matter of fact, for National Night Out. And I give you a lot of credit for that because I'm a big believer in community policing. And if people don't necessarily cooperate with community policing or go the wrong way, you would actually like to be in a position to do something about that in a judicial manner.
Exactly.
So I would like to introduce you to you're running in the 10th Sub-Circuit?
I am.
A candidate for judge in the 10th Sub-Circuit, and Linda Pauel. Linda, how you doing?
Good, Avi. Good to see you again.
She's got a great handshake. She really does. My pleasure. So why don't you tell us about, well, first, why don't you tell us where the 10th Sub-Circuit is?
Sure. The 10th Sub-Circuit essentially is on the northwest side of Chicago. It also includes portions of Norwood Park Township, Main Township, a little bit of Niles Township, and a little bit of Northfield. So in terms of wards, that would include the major areas are the 39th Ward, the 40th Ward, 41st, 47th, and 45th wards, and then little bits of some of the surrounding wards.
Oh, you go as far east as the 47th. That's interesting.
We do. We do.
Cool. So, okay, tell us about your background.
Sure. I have been practicing for almost 23 years now. I graduated from Chicago Kent in 1991, and immediately after graduating, I went to work in a mid-sized law firm, Sacknoff & Weaver at the time. It's now Reed Smith. I was a litigation associate. And after a few years, I followed my heart and went into public service, and I have now been with the City of Chicago's Law Department almost 20 years in January. Yes.
And what kind of duties do you perform there?
Over the course of my career, I've done a wide range of I've had a wide range of different responsibilities, different areas of law. I actually started out as a prosecutor in the branch courts, prosecuting quality of life types of ordinances, anywhere from disorderly conduct to gang loitering to firearms violations. I then went and started working in the licensing unit, so liquor license and business establishment, regulation. And I then went to the tort division and did personal injury. I then became a supervisor, and I have supervised these areas, and now I do a lot of work with the preservation of evidence, making sure that the city preserves evidence and turns that over when requested, and also FOIA work and Local Records Act. So a wide variety of different stuff, criminal, civil, administrative.
Definitely wide variety.
Yes.
And you've got the judicial bug.
I do. I did run once before countywide.
Yeah.
And
we had you on.
I was on here, and you know, my reasons for running are still the same. I mean, I really do believe that a healthy democracy requires a fair and impartial judiciary. And in Illinois, we try to achieve that goal by electing judges. And I think it's imperative that we make sure that we elect only qualified and fair-minded judges.
I think that is important. And, you know, I'm older than you, but in the mid-'70s, when I was still in college, I was, for a brief time, the token white guy for the Daily Defender, by the way. For real. And I covered 26th and Cal, criminal court building. And one of the bailiffs who handled the press took me aside. We liked each other, and he wanted to show me the ropes because I was still in college. I was a kid. And he said to me at the time, you can count the number of honest judges in this building on the hand of three-finger Mordecai Brown. And thank God things have improved greatly since.
I think they have. I think we have some fantastic judges. We really do.
No question. And I'll tell you, having interviewed all these judges and having all these people here, it's such a pleasure interviewing judges compared to regular politicians. It's day and night. And there really is a very high quality of person, you know, in the office in general.
I agree. I agree. So, I mean, hopefully we will, and I thank you because there's very few forums where judicial candidates can come and, you know, let people know what their qualifications are and basically their motivation for trying to get onto the bench. So, you know, I appreciate that.
Thank you. And I think it's so important, and I urge people that they should start voting from the bottom of the ballot, not the top.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing.
And because, you know what judges do can affect your life, your freedom, your marriage, your property, children, everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, most of these guys on the top of the ballot will have zero effect on your life.
Right. And I think what's also important to remember is that there's accountability at other levels of government in that if you're unhappy with your state legislature or your alderman or the like, you have an opportunity to try and run somebody against them and vote them out. When you have judges, on the other hand, even though there's a retention, it's very difficult to get rid of, you know, judges, even when everybody has agreed that, you know what, they're probably not fit, their temperament or whatever, they're not really good judges. It's very difficult. So it is an important task. I mean, I think, you know, we must focus on judicial elections and make sure that the people who run and are elected the first time around are really qualified and that they're well suited for the bench.
100%. And people should learn about them too, because as I keep saying this time around, you know, not that I'm saying they're good or bad people, but people who vote for names, I mean, there's an O'Brien who's a Filipino, nice lady. Okay, there's a Cohn who ran who isn't Jewish, and there's a Smith who ran who is Jewish. And there's plenty of other examples like that. So you can't just look at a name and go click, click, click. Not to mention, you know, like if somebody is really a bad person, and some of these judges are really not qualified big time. I had one guest on the show, I didn't see the judicial ratings at the time, that the Chicago Bar Association said, this person is dangerous, this person should be despised. I never saw anything like that. And I'm acting all smiley with them. Now I pay a lot more attention.
Agreed. So, I mean, I think that the Bar Association ratings are helpful. They're a good starting point. I mean, at least you can determine whether somebody has been found qualified. The difficult part, of course, comes when you have more than one qualified judge in a race. And that's what I get asked all the time is, you know, how then do you decide who to vote for? And I mean, I think then it becomes relevant what somebody's past history or the types of things they do outside of the profession. You know, are they the kinds of people who really would make good public servants? Do they have the temperament? Are they committed to, you know, public service? So I recommend people also look into people's backgrounds and the kinds of community service that they've performed. That can be telling.
I definitely agree. There's no question about it. And one thing I will admit, by the way, I don't know who you're running against, so in Jewish Chicago, we'll go through the bar ratings, go through the endorsements and all that. But you know what? She's a really good person, and I kind of hope you win.
Thank you.
That's not an official endorsement. And then, of course, you know, if the greatest lawyer, if Clarence Darrow is running against you, I might have a problem with that. So.
Well, I'm happy to say that my bar ratings are good. So I have been found qualified or recommended or highly recommended across the
Right, no,
the
that I
board.
saw
So
from the
that is
last election,
important.
because I am one of the few people that actually reads them, who isn't a lawyer and pays attention to them. So in the meantime, Mickey's hands are getting there, so why don't you give us your contact information?
Sure. Our website is pauelforjudge.com. And you can also like us on Facebook, and we will have updates on events and endorsements on the website. We keep that up very regularly.
No, that sounds great. I want to thank you very much, and look at this good handshake. Linda Pauel, thank
Thanks,
you for
Avi.
being here, and good luck in the election, and you're invited back again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.